But first, I don't say this often, but she's a lady with a hole I'd like to be in. The lead singer of Hole, Courtney Love!
Hello.
Hey, I'm liking the specs.
I know, I was reading,
Is that a new look for you?
No, I have to use these to read the mirror, because it's about all I read.
Can you see me properly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
How many fingers have I got up?
You have,
No, I wasn't being rude.
No, I wasn't being rude either. This is my natural state of handness. I just do this.
Would you like a nice drink?
I can't.
Why not?
I don't drink anymore. I would love a nice drink.
Oh, no, you're
But
not...
I can't have one.
Oh, you're not a... You're like an alcoholic.
No, I was never an alcoholic, but I was a big drug addict.
Oh.
It's a really huge secret. Don't tell anyone, because it'll ruin my image.
I didn't know this about you. I suppose I better not tempt you. We'll be all shooting up by the end of the night. Now, you spoke at the Oxford Union, didn't you, about your drugs? When was the last time you took drugs?
It's pretty much every interview.
Every interview?
Yeah. Drugs, more drugs, peanuts, drugs. Sex, drugs.
Sex, drugs. God, it's...
Hair extensions, drugs.
How our lives are so similar.
Are they?
You wouldn't believe.
Want to go in the bathroom?
Yeah. Let's do some drugs.
Drugs.
Because, you know what, I like a nice glass of... You know, my drug is alcohol. I love a nice glass of red. But, I mean, when it comes to drugs, what's your one that goes... Oh, you know, do you ever go
Opiates.
one...
Opiates.
Yes.
So, you know...
What's that, like heroin?
Well, heroin's so ghetto over here. You know, like...
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
Well, when I lived in Liverpool, which I did when I was 14 and 15, you know, I lived in Liverpool 8, mate, like, talk stiff, like, hardcore.
Oh, my God,
in a lovely squat. And
Lovely squat.
I lived in a lovely squat in Hackney as well.
The rats were so polite. Morning.
Morning. Cup of tea. Well, you make it better than I do. So, you know, I remember I went back to Liverpool and I'd been in LA and it was de rigueur. It was de rigueur to do heroin in LA. It was so cool. Here, I went back to Liverpool.
Yeah.
I did some, whatever. No one would talk. They sent me to Coventry.
Really? God, heroin and then Coventry.
Yeah.
What is that then? That's like
It's
a waistcoat.
Givenchy. It looks a bit like a diaper.
Nice.
It's good, right? It's a good Givenchy, you know, sort of piece.
You love it? You like that?
Here's my trick. I'll tell you my old trick. I had this rock and roll trick that I would do. I'd be in the worst place, Cleveland or Cologne, Germany or something, Munich or something. And what I would do is I wanted drugs, because I used to do drugs.
Yeah.
And I don't do them anymore. And I would call up a hooker agency and I would ask for the ugliest hooker. And because the ugliest hooker would know, and they would think I was lesbian and come with like all sorts of things. I mean, no, put it down. I just want to know where the drugs are.
Yeah. All right.
So that was my trick. Oh, God, I can't believe I'm telling you this. Jesus.
It's like therapy. Now, you seem like a woman who can get laughed into bed. No, I've been looking at some of the men that you've had relationships with, and they're all British comedians.
Oh, the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, come on. What's wrong with British funny men? You're saying we're not
There's nothing
sexy?
wrong with British funny. One of them was the stupidest thing I ever did. And because of him, I'd never seen Alan Partridge. So, no, not at that time. I hadn't seen it. So
Steve Coogan. Yeah, Steve
the
Coogan.
Coog.
Yeah.
We call him the Coog.
The Coog, yeah.
The Coog. So the Coog apparently had something about me long before I met him. And but I'd only seen him in 24-hour Party People. And I used to know Tony Wilson. So I think I had a little daddy crush thing that he had played Tony Wilson. But he was very, very well-spoken, very nice. Didn't know he was a super freak.
No.
Didn't know that.
Did he go, aha? And you go...
Do you know how many times a day my band do back of the net to me?
Oh, sorry. no. So what happened then? So he's a super freak.
So he's a super freak, as it turns out. But, you know, it was the last stand of me doing drugs. And it was like 2-3 weeks. And at one point, Billy Bob Thornton comes to the pool while I'm in the middle of this, like, crazy, weird 3 weeks with him. And he pulls me by the hair and he's like, "Shit," and he just stop. I can't explain. That's private. But
yeah.
he talked into my ear and he said, get out of whatever you're in, basically, is what he said. I thought it was a harmless wah thing, you know, that was now over. And then I called my friend, and these tabloids are kind of ruthless. Your tabloids are pretty bad.
I know, I can imagine.
And they taped the call with my friend, and published, and they knew I didn't have a lawyer, and they published it, the whole gory,
dear.
all of it. Oh. And I've been embarrassed before, but that was like a 10.
Yeah.
So then I had to go to rehab. And I was walking, I thought I'd ruined his career. I didn't know he'd had this whole history. I hadn't read everything. So I was walking around rehab going, God, I've ruined a man's career. I've ruined it. I've ruined it. Without knowing, I'd actually made him really cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you the thing, when I did watch Alan Partridge afterwards, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was brilliant, the writing was brilliant, and I thought, well, I was justifying in my head, the fact that he could be so insanely repulsive is kind of sexy, right?
Yeah.
Right, Courtney, right? Right? So, you know, je n'y regrette rien.
Yeah.
Ish. But I was a fan, and I decided, my friend writes for Rolling Stone, and I said, you need to do an article on Britcom. And a friend of mine had been trying to get me to go to dinner with Russell Brand for a long time, and I'm like, he's not ready for me. No. Not gonna happen. But I had dinner then with Russell.
Did one thing lead to another with Russell?
No, but the thing with Russell, he's too musky for me.
Musky?
Musky.
What does musky mean?
There's something musky about him. And he did this line with me. We were talking like this, yeah? Yeah. So you sort of talk to me, and I'll be Russell.
Hi, Courtney.
You know, Alan, I've had a lot of conversations, but not one of them has ended in an orgasm. Can we go in your room?
No!
Yes!
Oh, I'm quite impressed, but then I feel a little bit dirty.
what was the other one? I'll be the moon, you be the sun, and we'll have an eclipse.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's just, but it worked. It worked. And now
worked?
he's not on me, but he's quite smitten, you know. He's very reformed.
Yeah, well, I can
with
imagine.
Katy Perry.
Well,
and she's a sassy gal. I've known her a long
she's
time.
been on our show. She's
Did you like her?
Yeah, oh, she's great. She's got it all up top. Yeah, she's brilliant.
Is she smarter than me?
She's no one could be smarter than you.
Yeah, but she's quicker, isn't she? Because she didn't do the drugs.
Yeah, maybe it has slowed you down a little bit, love. Not too much. No, in a good way.
What?
No. It's been an absolute...
Do you have a light?
Oh, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on. And you've been brilliant. Thank you. Good luck with whole reforming, yeah? It's great. Courtney, love everyone. After the break, I'll be joined by Steve Jones and Rihanna. See you in part 2.